Got a joke! Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Kyushu92 with yet another One Piece manga chapter review. And, well, reaction and review. But y'all know. Well, let's just get to it. So, chapter 834. We have no cover cover page whatsoever. And it's called Chapter 834, My Dream. And cover page for this is From the Decks of the World, the 500 Million Man Arc, Volume 2, The Isle of Women. And apparently Hancock has put a giant poster of Luffy in the center of the town. Like right at the front of her castle. She loved that boy. Moving on. Caesar Clown. Oh, that actually is a good picture of him. Alright, if you try to leave this island, well, let's just say you'll be cooking with your feet. The prince has been trapped. I'll definitely have you proceed with the marriage. Get these things off me. Don't try to forcefully remove them. Beep, 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 beep. Let go of the wristlet, Sanji. Touch. There's no way to get them off other than to use their respective keys. How many times do we have to repeat ourselves? And I guess he just contemplating. He's out on the balcony now, just contemplating and looking at the guy fighting. And he's having a flashback. Your hands are a mess. Get it through that thick skull of yours. These precious hands are not meant for fighting. Got it? Oh, the fact that his hands are in danger is just so upsetting. And then he screams. I can't say what he says because I don't curse. But this dude is upset. Cooking is his life, and they done put his main instruments in danger. In the vicinity of Sweet City, Boss Jinbei actually turned his back on Mama? To think that all this went down yesterday. Man, it was cool of him to bring one of Mama's tantrums to an end that one time, but this is just nuts. Word has it that right after he stormed into her place asking to be cut loose, he got all weak in the knees when Mama demanded he make the payment. That's when he started backtracking. Say, what? That's so weak. Haha, yeah, what a wuss. Ha, Jinbei, Knight of the Sea, more like Jinbei, Blight of the Sea. Don't y'all be disrespecting Jinbei. Y'all don't know him like we know him. So he not only turned out to be a traitor, but he's also a yellow-bellied coward. And dang it, come on, load up. Jinbei. Oh, Brooks looking at him. I have my current position to consider. I see. So you were a subordinate to Big Mom's crew. This explains why Fishman Island used to be under her protection. An ex-Shibukai to think that she'd have underlings of this caliber. Brooke, are you acquainted with this man? Yes, he is a very important individual to us. Once I have fulfilled my duty and am free of such constraints, I hope that you will invite me once more to join the Straw Hat Pirates. Join the Jinbei! With the Straw Hat crew for life. This must be precisely what he was talking about back then. In any case, the man described in this article sounds nothing like the Jinbei we know. Yeah, it doesn't, because I'm pretty sure that this newspaper is faked to make it seem like Jinbei is weak and a coward, which we all know he is not. Far from it. We seen how he was during the Marineford War. We all know. Does this mean that Jinbei has had a change of heart in terms of joining our crew? Oi, Brooke! And Pedro points to a window. Please, I have a prior engagement I must attend to immediately. Right now, nothing takes priority over finding you the perfect dress. Madam Pudding, do as we say, s'il vous plaît. This is the one. Oh my, it would look absolutely ravishing on you. I dare say there are too many options here. This is what I'm picturing this person would sound like if there was an Okama from Ivankov Island. Many options here. There's not a single dress that wouldn't suit you, madame. Madam Pudding, perhaps we should choose an outfit with your groom's taste in mind. Huh? But that's just, I mean, we've only met each other once. Miss Pudding, what in the world? It seems she was unable to escape the watchful gaze of her handlers. She should have joined up with Luffy and the others long ago. By the looks of things, Sanji probably has no clue that we've arrived here either. Just who were the people Luffy saw back on the coast, then? Who knows, he probably mistook some others for them. That man over there, it's Baron Tamago. Baron, we'd like to have a word with you. Regarding the Straw Hat pirate ship that has recently docked at Chocolate Town. Say what? We've received intel that Sir Peckham's was nowhere to be seen by the time the ship have sailed. The ship had set sail. My God, they know everything. We also confirmed that 4 of the Straw Hats have entered the Seducing Woods. The chances of escape for them is pretty much nil at this point, so capturing them is a foregone conclusion. Did they just say that the capture of Luffy and the others is imminent? Both of them are in utter shock. That being said, we're still in the dark as to the whereabouts of the 2 remaining crew members. Hide! Brook and Peckham's! Hide! And they cannot move anywhere. Oh dear Lord, it's us! These are their posters. Dead or alive. The Soul King Brook and Peckham's. How could they possibly be this well informed about our movements? They've clearly been keeping tabs on us from the very beginning. How could they have gathered all of this intel so effortlessly? No, that mink is no leopard. He's a jaguar mink, and he goes by the name Pedro. Oh, so he's a jaguar, not a leopard. Interesting. Are you acquaintances? Well, yes, you could say that. Anyway, I have an inkling as to where we might find that mink. But for now, focus your attention, and do everything you can to locate Peckham's. Aye, sir. Aye, sir. Fairy tale. When it was discovered that he still lived, I have considered taking him to Mama and begging for her forgiveness. After all, despite everything that's been going on recently, we have a long history together as partners. But now this, talk about a rock in a hard place. We are truly in dire straits, Brook and Peckham's. Whole Cake Island, northeastern coast. Oi, pipe down, Junior. Pipe down. What the what? What is that disgusting creature? Oh, look at him. Oh, look at him laugh. He's so precious. Kia, second daughter. Oh, hold up. Let me read what's on top. Oh, look at him laugh. He's so precious. Yeah. Alrighty, that's a good boy. But once puberty kicks in, you better be on your way to becoming super awesome gang leader like your old man and do the family name proud. Chills down the spine in disgust. Why? Everyone can't say nothing. Oh, why? This is even worse than Big Mom having 96 kids. 86 kids, I forget. But the lady talking is the 22nd daughter of the Charlotte family, Charlotte Chiffon, who also happens to be Capone Gang Beg's wife. And in her arms is Capone Gang Pets' Capone Gang Bang's son. That's scary. Okay, continue. I may have just thrown up a little in my mouth. You and me both. It's comedic, ain't it? You, a life about to end, standing in front of and watching a life that just began? Dang, that was pretty deep. It's like I'm waxing poetic over here. Peckhams, I gave you a way out. What's about to happen here, that's all on you. A way out, my behind? Go! I had some inkling about you during that whole Zoe incident. Guys like you, full of compassion and empathy. They're doomed to fail in our line of work. Admit it, you were never cut out for this world. This coast right here, you won't find a better location for making undesirables disappear. Once they're done with you, not a single hair on that head of yours will remain. And we see the shark versions of Fighting Fish from Dressrosa, with Peckhams completely chained up and about to be knocked over into that. Eee, that's a horrible way to go. Any last words? None whatsoever. And then his kid cries, "Wah! You! Underestimating Mama will be your downfall." Wah! And Capone shoots Peckhams! No! And Capone is smiling. Dude, Peckhams was awesome! He could have been a temporary Straw Hat crew member. Why? The good people gotta die! Okay, Whole Cake Island Chateau, the Queen's Chamber. I've been sending you a surplus of funds, haven't I, Caesar Clown? Yes, of course. I've been diligently and faithfully continuing my research as well. My dream is to become family with all of the races of the world and enjoy a meal with my diverse family at eye level while we sit around with not a care in the world. Caesar, you and you alone are my only hope of making this dream a reality. You were supposed to use the power of science to gigantify my entire family. The kids. The kids. The kids. The kids. They were for Mama. Oh! The kids from Punk Hazard. They were the experiments for Mama! No! So much! Whoa, okay. The kids! The kids! Now we know why the kids were that way. The kids. You were supposed to use the power of science to gigantify my entire family. Every time I called in to check on you, you'd tell me how close you were to putting the finishing touches on your research. That you still needed more funding to make that final push across the finish line. I'd get giddy with anticipation every time you told me that. And with no hesitation, I made sure you got your money. So tell me, how's it all going? It is going amazingly, thanks to you. The gigantification of humans, obviously all my experiments and research have been focused on that field. After all, perfecting such a recipe would make me the most sought-after scientist in the world. Having said that, the research I've been doing has been primarily on converting brats into giants. I haven't been able to ensure longevity or sustained health, and it's become painfully clear that creating a magical drug that simply lets an individual grow in physical stature without any side effects is impossible. That's why I've been milking this crazy hag for all she's worth. And spending all those excess funds on the finest booze and women from my favorite girls ship. Sneaking them onto the island was the highlight of my night. Such good times. I was able to do as I pleased on my own watch while hiding behind the Joker's shadow. I never imagined the Joker would have his behind handed to him, and that I ended up in this precarious situation. Move on. Come on, give me the next page. Why are you making that expression? Yeah! Straw Hat Luffy! Yes, that's right! Straw Hat Luffy! He's the one responsible for ruining my work! Big Mom, believe me when I say that I've been spending countless sleepless nights cultivating and nourishing the fruits of both our labor. I was on the precipice, this close to finally being done, when out of the blue that moron Straw Hat and Trafalgar Law threw a monkey wrench in our carefully laid plans. If not for their meddling and interference, my research on tongue-tied. My research on giganticism would have been completed long ago, for I am a genius with no equal. With that incredible high-built tech lab by the world government at my disposal, anything was possible. But now that it's been destroyed, my genius has been handcuffed, and without comparable facilities, there's no way I can duplicate my previous results. Without your financial backing and a suitable workstation, even someone as prodigious as myself can't reproduce that perfect gigantifying formula I had successfully manufactured in the recent past. And he's crying while he's doing that. That's why I'm doing the voice. I wouldn't be surprised if... Oh, okay. Yep, she already answered it for me. If that is the only thing holding you back, then you need not fret. I have already built an exact replica of your previous lab. As luck would have it, I managed to get my hands on the blueprints for that specific lab a while back. Our Minister of Candy, who also happens to be a candy craftsman, was then able to construct most of the facility using candy. We then reinforced the entire structure with iron, so you can rest assured there are no safety hazards or risks looming. As far as financial backing is concerned, whatever you require, I shall make available to you. What? Now then, when will the drug be ready? I'm thinking maybe a week. No more than 2 at most. I'm so excited. 2 weeks my behind. You want me to come up with something that even the brightest minds over the past few centuries have failed to accomplish? And they rebuilt Caesar's entire lab. Only this time it's not covered in snow. Wow. Mama is not playing around. She wants the drugs. Who is this? It looks just as scrumptious as the real thing, does it not? It works in very much the same way. Lickety. Eldest son of the Charlotte family, Charlotte Perospero. Yeah, Perospero. The Minister of Candy. A candy human who ate the lick fruit. A candy human who ate the lick fruit. Okay. Lickety-lick. What do you think of my latest creation, Caesar? This thing is fascinating. This thing is quite fascinating. Wouldn't you agree? Apparently, they still have Caesar's heart. When Law cut out Caesar's heart, they still got it. And now that Sanji's in custody of Big Mom and everybody else, Big Mom's crew now has possession of Caesar's heart, so they now control Caesar completely. Wow. Okay. And they squeezes his heart. Oi, Blackleg! Give me back my heart before you gallivant out of here. Oh, yeah, sure. Enjoy. And he passes it off to one of his dad's men. Sanji passes Caesar's heart over to Bass Man. 2 weeks. That's all the time you have. If you fail to complete your research by then, I'll turn... Okay. First off, let's get these voices right. 2 weeks. That's all the time you have. If you fail to complete your research by then, I'll turn you into a candy man, and you'll be on the wrong side of my tongue. So I have 2 weeks to live. I need to figure a way out of this. So if there's candy people there, then it's because of Perospero. Okay. Now, southwestern coast, nighttime. I'm starting to get really sick of repeating this process over and over. I've found them again. Wow, quite right you are. That's a lot of friends you've got there. Woof, woof, meow, squeak, squeak. This should be all of them. Wait, hold up. What is this? This should be all of them, but I still don't get why they're acting so weird. They're multiplying like rabbits. Guys, what the H? Whose idea was it to multiply? And there are... There are doppelgangers of his crew and Pudding and Carrot, but they're not human. They're sounding like dogs and cats and mice. What sort of forest is this? Okay. And that's the end of the chapter. It doesn't say we're going on break next week, so we can look forward to that. Review time! Okay, I like this chapter. I like finally hearing more about Jinbei, though we still don't know exactly what happened, because the newspaper says that Jinbei went traitor and then he ran away as soon as Mama told him to make the deal of sacrificing something in place of him leaving her. But we all know that Jinbei is no coward whatsoever, so that is pretty much fabrication. I also like the fact that we got to see more of Tamago, the long leg eggshell dude. We haven't seen him in a little while, I think. It was good to see him, but apparently him and Pedro have some serious history together. I would like to see that in the next chapter, or at least alluded to it. Next we have Caesar and Big Mom finally meeting up again for the first time. And we find out that the reason why the kids on Punk Hazard were giants turned by Caesar was because Big Mom wants to make everyone that becomes a part of her family into giants as well. So that's the reason why the kids are the way they are. It's all making perfect sense now. Everything, I love it when revelations come like this, even if it's small ones. But overall, that's a good revelation. And now we see another devil fruit user. Charlotte's eldest son. Her eldest son. He wasn't given a number. He is the oldest son. Charlotte Perospero. Perospero. I don't know how to say that. Perospero. Yeah, okay. Lick guy. He's a lick guy. He ate the lick fruit, which apparently lets him turn things and people into candy. And I'm assuming that, and he's dressed like a giant candy cane. Like he's like half Willy Wonka, half candy cane. And he was holding a candy cane in his hand. I would not be surprised if that used to be a person. But that's an interesting devil fruit. I would like to see more of that. We're still waiting on to see what type of devil fruit that Big Mom has. But I guess we'll see that much later. Maybe during one of her fights with either Kaido or Luffy. Kaido was way out there. I don't know why I just said that. But I would like to see more of that. Then we find out that Caesar's lab has been completely replicated on Candide Island. And he has all of his lab equipment. Everything that was in his lab before is still there now. And secondly, he has 2 weeks to perfect the giant formula for Big Mom, or he dies. And Caesar has made it abundantly clear in his mind that he is nowhere near perfecting it at all. He's had a temporary way of doing it, but it causes whoever's affected by it to die. Save for the kids who Law treated, and now they don't have to worry about dying. But he has 2 weeks to come up with the formula. Big Mom's crew has his heart, so he has no choice but to do it. He can't run away because they got his heart. So I would love to see just how long he's going to milk this, as he said before they start to catch on that he's never going to be able to do it. Then we cut back. Oh, before then, we see Capone Gang Beggs, wife and son, with his wife looking like Lola, even though she's not. Capone has some very bad taste in women. I'm sorry to say, but his wife is ugly. Lola's fine because she's nice. I have no idea about Charlotte Chiffon, but Lola's okay in my book. I don't know about her. Charlotte Chiffon is ugly, and so is their son. Their son is ugly because it looks like Capone. And we all know that Capone is scoogly. But at that point, he shot Peckham's and let him fall into a coast of killer sharks, where they apparently are going to eat and kill him. I highly doubt this is the last time that we see Peckham's. I would not be surprised if Jinbei happens to be in the waters and he rescues Peckham's. I would not be surprised at all. And then we cut back to Luffy in the forest by himself, who has apparently been bringing the doppelgangers of his friends in droves back to one specific spot, and they're all none of his friends, but they're also not human either because they're sounding like cats and dogs and mice. So he's still as confused as ever. So aside from Luffy's the only person that has not been caught by Charlotte Brûlé, the witch-like lady, and I said Baba Yaga this time, who's like Baba Yaga, and she's already captured everybody else, but she hasn't got Luffy. So I would love to see what revelation Luffy will come to find out that, hey, these are not his crewmates. But I would say this is maybe about I'll give it about this was a good chapter. I was expecting more from Sanji's father, though. But overall, I like this chapter due to more insight on some more of Mama's family, inner workings, and we got to see Caesar again, see what he's up to. But since there's no break next week, I look forward to the next chapter, and hopefully we'll get some more info on it. So I like this chapter. I think I may start with the review scores because that's just too simple. I like this, but at the same time, I was expecting a little bit more. So I would say that I'm just satisfied with it. It's good, but I'm just satisfied. But we'll just have to see what futures the next chapter holds. So that's all I got to say, and I look forward to the next chapter, and I hope you do too. So I will see you in the next video, and as always, later, peoples.